Hello guys, and welcome back to the next lesson of a programming language C Sharp from A to Z for Learning channel. This is Nazar Al-Wattar with you with another lesson. Today, after we have finished our work with the first program using C Sharp, today we are ready to move forward to the next step so as to start writing more complicated programs and applications, but that requires to understand the C Sharp syntax so as to write the syntax in a correct way. Otherwise, you will get many errors and the compilers will complain all the time from your code. So, in this video, we will clarify the correct way to write your C Sharp code syntax in a correct way, and then all what you need is just follow our directions so as to write your C Sharp code in a correct syntax. But before going to understand the correct syntax for our coding, we need to understand why we are going to write our application or our program. Because if you want to be a C Sharp expert, you need to understand why you are going to write the application or a program and what is the purpose of these applications. What is the main purpose that every program or every applications similar. First of all, we are writing our applications or our programs just to manipulate data. Even the most biggest applications and the most complicated applications and the multi-featured applications or the multi-purpose applications, all of them has the same thing, has the same main purpose. It's just to manipulate data. So if this is the purpose of every applications or every program, so what is the data and how our applications will manipulate these data? So data is, as you know, we are dealing with digital data. So these data is just zeros and ones, and all these zeros and ones, all these numbers, it just, in fact, it is just a memory locations. So we are dealing, or your applications will deal with memory locations. For example, if you have some calculations, so in this way you are dealing with data of zeros and ones, and these zeros and ones is just locations at your memory. So your applications will go to these applications and make the calculations, and it will give you these numbers. So if we are going to deal with data, so we need to store and to hold these data during the execution, and before and after the execution we need to hold these values and these results that will manipulated by our applications. That's what we are going to learn in the next lesson about C# variables and expressions. But now, before going to write or to declare variables and using C# expressions, we need to understand the correct way or the correct formula to write C# syntax. So first of all, we will open Visual Studio. And we will go to our first applications that we have written in the previous video that will print a text on the console window, which is the hello world. As you can see here, the formula or the syntax that C# will follow, it's similar to most popular C# syntax, is very similar to Java and C++ syntax. But C# has another feature because it is code, it's very readable code, and you can understand that code. And first feature of C# syntax is that all programming statements or all programming lines should end with the semicolon. So each statement, each programming statement in the C# should end with semicolon. Also, as you can see here, the code statements or C# statements should be included within these two curly brackets. So we need to open brackets and close the brackets, and we need to put the statements inside these brackets. And also another features of the C# syntax, that maybe these statements and this block will be included within another block. As you can see here, this block that started with this statement and with this opened curly bracket and end with this curly brackets. So all this block included within the outside block. As you can see here, this is the beginning and this is the end for the outside block, and also this block included within the outside, the very outside or the most outside another block. Therefore, C# language known as block structure language. Therefore, we could say that C# is a block structured language. Also, another feature for C# that C# has more freedom with the white space or with the garage returns or the tab, the line tab. So all these things, C# has more freedoms, more than like the Python programming language. For example, if we put some spaces here and we run this applications, we will get similar result. We will get similar result because the applications will print this message or this text on the console window. So there is no problem. But similar thing with Python, it will be a bigger problem and the applications will not execute. So we need to be careful with Python, but here you are free to put as much as you want of the white spaces. Also, another feature of C# feature that, or of the C# syntax feature, that C# is a very case sensitive. So we need to be careful and we need to be aware about writing code using C#. For example, if you wrote like instead of console with the capital letter, we wrote like console. So at the beginning, as you can see here, once you write the first letters of what you are looking for, Visual Studio has a very significant features, which is the IntelliSense. This feature will help you through prediction to give you some suggestion about what you are looking for to write. As you can see here, because I have written console and I didn't complete it yet, so Visual Studio has given me some suggestions for this word, which is the correct word, so as to avoid like this kind of mistakes, which is the error writing mistake, which is writing mistake. So we need to be careful. But if we move forward and we didn't take this suggestion from Visual Studio and we wrote like console, and then we put the period, there is no properties. So in this way, and also you can see here the red line here, and if we went to the error list, so we will see that the compiler of C# has given us this error, and it gives you like some description for this error so as to correct this mistake. This kind of error or mistakes, it's very simple because it could be detected by Visual Studio, and it is very simple or easy to be corrected. All what you need, just delete what you have written and then start from the beginning and choose what Visual Studio has given to you, and then click period. As you can see here, Visual Studio has given us some suggestion that associated with this word. So if we choose like W R I, so it will give us some suggestion for these 3 letters. If we choose like this right line to print this line, so we can see it's correct and the error or the mistake disappeared. So all these things, all these directions, you have to put them in your mind when you want to write your code using C#, because this is the correct syntax. This is the correct syntax of the C#. Also, another feature of the C# syntax, if you want to comment one line, so you could comment it through double slash. As you can see here, the line is green now. That means the compiler will not read it, and this line will not be executed when you will execute your applications. But if you want to combine many lines, or if you want to comment many lines, so all what you have to do is put slash, then start, then go to the end of the line that you want to comment, and then click on start and slash. As you can see here, I have commented 2 lines using slash and start twice. So in this way you could comment these lines. There is another way to comment your lines, as I have explained that in the previous video. So you could do like this, just highlight the lines that you want to comment them, then click on Control K and then C. So while you are pressing on the Control key, move from key K to key C. If you want to uncomment or to remove the comment from these lines, all what you have to do, just highlight the lines that you want to remove the comments and click on the Control key and click on the key K and then click on the key U. So in this way you will remove these comments. So these ways to comment multiple lines, all these things included under the name C# syntax. All these names included with the name C# syntax. So all these things we will follow these directions to write our C# coding through the directions of the C# syntax. Okay, we have done here. See you in the next lesson. Don't go far away. We will start on the next lesson with the variables and expressions. See you.